Hi guys, sorry about that. I was cleaning up. So I had to make sure that I cleaned up before I got on my live. So sorry about that. Fording the phones. Don't worry about my hair. It's vacation hair. Yeah, right? Vacation hair, right? Okay. Oh, you guys are doing amazing. Hello. All right, so if you guys didn't already know, I got a puppy yesterday. Well, not just me, my family. I'm a little tired. Hi, Miss Tanya. I'm a little tired. My eyes are a little, but you guys are gonna be watching this in a little bit instead of me directly. But I had so much fun on my vacation. The cruise was so relaxing. I'm not gonna say it didn't work because I did. I worked on making some modifications to Empress. I'm going to be making it like an add-on that you can do so that it's a little bit bigger. So that way it could be like a beach bag kind of thing. Since I took it with me with a clear one, and it actually worked out really well because what happened was at security, because I had a clear bag, they're like, go ahead, because they saw I didn't have anything in it. So I didn't have to run it through the x-ray. Hi, Wendy. I'm so excited you guys are coming to join me today. So because of that, I was able to just pass through security without even taking my bag off. Because they could see through it. They saw there was nothing in it. Hiya. Did you get a nap in? I'm trying to get onto YouTube here so that way I can see comments and stuff like that. Go. Come on. Got it. Okay. So yes. So it was amazing. I loved it. And I finished writing the sewing instructions for my new bag pattern, blank space backpack. And that's the one. Forgive me. That's this one. That's this one. I did, Genevieve. I had an amazing vacation. So I finished the sewing instructions for this. The pattern pieces were already done. I just needed to do the sewing instructions. So this is done. Tori has it to do the testing. I'm going to send it out to 2 more testers, and then it should be available before the end of the month. Because this, I call it blank space because it has literally this whole panel. You can use a panel on this, and it'd be a big print. It's a featured print that you can do on the front of the, and it's not quite a full-size backpack for a toddler maybe, and for me, but it's not quite a full-size backpack, nor is it a mini backpack. I can literally fit this water bottle inside. See that? I can put this inside and still close it, which is awesome. So it's pretty tall, and it's wide enough to hold lots of things in it. So I love that backpack. I'm going to be making another one soon because I have to go through my instructions and do my own proofing of stuff. So, yep. Gonna see if you guys are chit-chatting away. I'm super excited. There we go. You guys can see me. You see my hair. Thanks, Genevieve. That backpack is so amazing. I love it. I really, really, really do. Okay. So let me change a couple things. I oiled my machine today because I've been gone for a couple of weeks, and oil doesn't necessarily like evaporate or anything, but I remember the last time I did it was 2 weeks ago before I sewed like 2 or 3 bags, and when I was winding my bobbin, I went ahead and oiled my bobbin case down here. It's always a good idea to do that just to make sure that you don't have any issues. So I'm gonna move my laptop right over here. I'm taking all my zipper tape out of the way and webbing. So if you guys haven't already seen, in the description box below, I actually put on a code for 15% off store-wide on my website, for 15% off any order that you place until this weekend. So even if you're watching this on a replay, it will be available from today, November 8th, until November 12th? Yes, until November 12th. So end of November 12th, that's it. It's done. But I did put a 15% off my whole site. This fabric is currently in stock, but I can't promise that by the time this video finishes, it will be, because I literally put it back on stock on Monday and half of it's already gone out the door. So just letting you know. Let me think what else. Oh, some housekeeping things. Okay, so remember the cat fabric that I made my daughter's and ugly naked guy? You got yours. I know you did. So this is the mushroom. It's called Meow Room. Meow Room. Because it's meow and shroom. Meow Room. Okay. So this one here, it's a nice size scale, so it's not too big. It's, let me see. Yeah, it's about 2.5 inches from the bottom of the mushroom to the top of the ears. So it's not too big of a print, but it's not tiny either. So it's really good size. And I've got that on waterproof canvas and in vinyl. Okay, that's up on the website now. Okay, housekeeping done. All right, so let's get started. If you've ever made an NCW, you know this actually comes together pretty fast if you've done all your prep work ahead of time, which I have for most part. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me move you over here. Perfect, so I can see right there. You guys can see me there. And I'm actually gonna probably get you guys down a little bit. Move that out of the way. How's that? Does that look good, guys? You can see the corner of my... How's that? It was really windy. You need to try again. You need to try again, I promise. It actually comes together very, very, very fast and very well. Okay, so for my pattern pieces, before I had my templates, I actually had these cardboard pieces, and I do have the templates now. But I have these cardboard pieces, and I just like to have it because it gives me references to put things. I duplicated it onto poster board. So what I did was I printed it on regular paper, and then I transferred all of the stuff with carbon paper and then cut it out with this poster board from Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree is amazing. It's not quite $1 anymore. It's $1.25, but it's still a good value because I literally get sometimes too full, like a bag and a wallet pattern out of one poster board, if I'm being really frugal about where I'm putting stuff. So yeah. Okay. Let me move you guys over just a little bit. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Ooh, hi, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. So I've got my waterproof canvas and my exterior in the Barbie fabric. It is directional, so you have to keep that in mind, okay? I have my card slot pocket. I cut 2 of those, and this is that silver-backed waterproof canvas that Tori sells in Australia that she was selling. This is a sample that I got from my vendor, and so far so good. It looks exactly the same. It feels the same. So we'll see what happens. And then this is the pocket lining. So the other one was card slot pocket, and then yeah, so just like that. Okay, and then this is a pocket itself. So the pocket itself, and then I cut another piece like the exact same size that goes in the center, so that I don't put Peltex or anything thick around the flat pieces. I only do this piece. I cut out this piece again because that's the piece that it goes inside and it gets like sandwiched in. It sold out again, Dalva. I'm so sorry. I told you it went by so fast. Like I literally sent out orders today, and it must have sold out again. I'll put another order in. So this is the flap. Again, note the orientation of the name. Okay, I cut the first one off wrong. That's why I said that. And then for the card slot itself, I'm using this thin pink, this like nice pink colored, what's it called? Ripstop. So I use this nice colored ripstop, and I think I got this one on Amazon. And then for the flap, I did this. I don't sew it in. I like put it in after, you know, before I sew it and everything, before I put it in the flap. You know what I'm saying. All right, and so then this is the actual pattern piece that has all of the different things. This is the one that I use when I'm using, if I'm using a thinner fabric on the exterior, like if I'm using a canvas or a quilting cotton or something like that. This is the one that I use for it to be out of the seams. So I cut another piece and cut it out of the seam. So this is actually the same piece that I used to make the other copy, but what I did is I did originally, right, and then I marked out the seam allowance and then cut it off. So that's why I have that. All right, so we got sewing instructions. It's not a hard pattern. I promise you, it is not a hard pattern, but you just have to follow it through. There are plenty of people out there that have made lots of different changes and hacks and stuff like that, and there's an actual Facebook group that is like, it's called NCW Addicts or something like that, and I'm in it, and they have lots of different hacks for all of these different things. So as far as I know, I'm not doing any of the hacks. I'm doing literally what the pattern says to do from start to finish. Okay, and this is fat quarter friendly. 2 fat quarters, 1 fat quarter for the exterior, 1 fat quarter for the interior, and that's all you need. For your pocket lining, it's a ½ yard, but I mean that's still pretty. I mean, I think you can get away with it. Oh no, because you have to do the accordion. Yeah, so you do need a ½ yard because you need to make the accordion pocket, the card slot pockets. Okay, and then Peltex Firm or Decaville Heavy. I'm using Peltex today. Okay, so you're gonna need an 8-inch zipper or longer. You're gonna need 1 small turn lock. So it's 1 3/4 by 3/4 inch, or heavy duty snap. I'm using a snap today. Freight check if you're using anything that needs to have all that stuff. Double-sided tape. thread, denim machine needle, or since we're using an industrial, I'm using a size 19 today. All right, so let's get started. Oh, I don't know why that's, there we go. There we go. Hold on. Live chat. Where'd you guys go? That's very interesting because, oh, there it is, live chat. Okay. All right, so let's get started because also I was like the top things. I was like, what? I know you guys said more than that. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side for just a second. I'm gonna grab my flap pieces because that's the first step. There it is. I like to keep my pattern pieces with everything because some of these things are slightly different, like just a rectangular piece versus a square piece. So I just like to keep it all together so that way I can match it up with the pattern pieces, the pattern instructions, because I've been known to do that. Okay, so I'm going to transfer my mark on here. I'm not going to install my hardware yet. And I say yet because I will be installing it. Oh, that's not going to show up. But not yet because I want to make my cuts and stuff before I put it on. So what you're doing is you're going to actually put your hardware piece onto the lining piece if you're doing a magnet. If you're doing the turn lock, then this can be saved to the end because you can kind of gauge it. Okay. Dalva, I am so sorry it already sold out. I'm just reading that again. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to have you have an extra stash on the side for you. The next one I order, I'm like, nope, I don't have that many. I have so many less because Dalva ordered it. Alright, so I'm gonna use black nickel for my hardware. Okay, and I'm using the thin one. And you just need one. If you want two, you could do two on either side, but I'm just doing one. So you could space it out, but that's not on the pattern, obviously, so you have to use your own judgment on that. So I'm gonna go like that. Can you guys see? Yeah, maybe. There. That's better. Okay, so I'm putting the circle right in the middle of the circle for the dot here. And then I'm gonna mark out my 2 like that. And actually, I'm gonna do the same thing to this piece because I want to put it through this piece. So kind of like grip. Okay, so that's to the side. I already finished with that one. Let me get my, there it is, my washer. So for vacation, we went on a cruise. And it was a Western, I think that's what they call it, a Western Caribbean. So we went to Costa Maya and Cozumel. So we did not get off the ship for Costa Maya. We only got off the ship for Cozumel because we had an excursion that day. And I didn't want it to be too intense for the kids and our grandma because it was going to be a very active one. All right, so I know got a little bit of thinking on there. I'm going to go ahead and put pretty sides together. So that's the side that looks like it's like a hash. So this part here, it looks like it's texture, and then this is like plasticky. So the texture side goes down, the plastic part goes up. I like to sew on the waterproof canvas side, but you can do either one. Okay, so okay, so the seam allowance is a 1/4 inch. I just had to make sure I saw that because I was like, wait a minute, is it? Obviously, I can't chat while I'm sewing. I was holding my breath because it's through the curves. It's what's really gets me. So I wanted to make sure my curves looked good. All right, so I'm gonna trim that away, just like that. Yeah, the cruise was awesome. I worked a little bit. I played. I rested a lot. I fell asleep in one of those like eggshell looking, like laying kind of things. So you kind of lay in it. It's like a bed outside, but it's covered like a half eggshell looking thing. It was really cool. And yeah, so that's what I did. So our first full sea day, that's what I did. I pretty much slept all afternoon. Took my son to the kids club, and then after I did that, I went up to the top deck where they had those little bed cocoon looking things, and I fell asleep, and I stayed there until lunchtime, until I had to go get my son from the kids club to go for lunch. So it was really awesome. All right, so I'm pushing all of this out just like that. I'm really pushing against the curves just to really make sure that it's nice. Those curves are nice. Okay, so we're not doing the border piece. They have like this fancy border piece that you can do, and I'm not doing that. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch around here. Okay. Top stitch length. Sometimes if it doesn't quite get started going, I just like to make a stitch, lift my foot up, move the needle, and then keep going. Because sometimes it's just that little hop that needs to go. Especially if you're starting right at the edge. So yeah, I had lots and lots of fun. My kids had fun. My daughter was at the teen club or hanging out with the friends that she met at the teen club. My son met some new friends that are also homeschooled. Actually, all of my kids' friends are homeschooled, which is really cool. And they exchanged phone numbers and everything. It was really so awesome. Okay, I'm gonna push this in. I think I should have done this before I top stitched. Yeah. Maybe. No, I'm just gonna trim it and then put it in. Because obviously I boo-booed and I should have put this in before I top stitched. But there you go. If you make a mistake, it's okay, just trim it off. Okay. Aha, that fits perfect in there now. Oh yes. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so now that I did that, it fits nice and it's sturdy, and it didn't interfere with my seam allowance. So it wasn't hard to sew on the sewing machine. So as long as you're not using vinyl or thick vinyl, you could probably get away with doing this on a domestic. I know for sure if you're using a cotton with interfacing, and then the stabilizer out of the seam allowance, and even the top stitching. So how I did that? It's still a sturdy flap. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this off. Just because I've already put my magnet in, I don't need to do anything else with it. Oh, this is so pretty. It's nice and sturdy. Sturdy, sturdy, sturdy. Okay, so now it's telling us to get our main circle piece. So exterior fabric piece D. That's this fancy thing. Okay, and then here's my lining. Okay, so onto the exterior piece, I just put some sew fuse, not sew fuse plus, just regular sew fuse on here, just to kind of beef it up a little bit so it didn't stretch at all. And okay, so this is where I have to see where I'm gonna do it, because hold on. So this goes like this goes like this, and this goes like this when it's done, right? So I'm doing this to kind of get an idea of where I'm putting. Hi, Melissa. I'm so sorry. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did reserve your spot for the FUNdamental Tote. I'm excited you're coming as well. Hi, Margaret. Welcome back. Yes, I had a great vacation. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, and then like that. And then from here, okay, so this one here is the bottom. So I got to flip it over like this. Right? Yes. Because if the flap's over here, it's gonna come this way onto that side. But maybe it's easier if I do it. Get this part out. Let's put the flap down. It's just pretty sides touching. Yep. Yep. Okay. So just as a placeholder. I like to audition this stuff because once I sew it, it's very hard for me to pick it out and do something else, because it's just not in my nature. Okay, so if I do that, I think it's like this now. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go boom, 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 and then this is gonna come over to this side. See that? So this is going to be upside down, but not really because you can't really see it. And it's going to flap over here. So this is where I'm going to put my place mark. So the opposite side of where your flap goes is where we're going to put our mark. I'm sure it says that in the pattern. But if you guys have not already figured out, I don't do very good at reading patterns. If you guys haven't already figured it out. All right, so I did that mark there. I'm gonna mark my centers. Pretty sides, even wrong sides touching. But I'm gonna like to clip it before, just to make sure everything kind of matches up all the way around. Yep. Okay. Okay, so I did that. So on this side, I'm going to also do that little thing. Perfect. Pretty sides touching. Line up those marks right there. Perfect. And then right here on the X digger is where you're going to do your the other piece of this. I don't put this in yet. I do this after I've sewn it, but I like to do the holes first, just like I did before. So I find the higher up this is, let me double check before I start saying stuff. Okay. Yeah. The further up this is, the tighter this flap is. So sometimes I like to make this about 1/4 of an inch closer towards this edge, just to be on the safe side that I am not that it's not too tight. Awesome. Okay, so that's literally almost exactly right there where that little dot is, but not quite. There we go. All right, let me get my little washer. Did I knock down my washer? I knew I had it. It was just right there. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. Okay. Let's put that there. Oh, and exciting news. If you guys didn't already hear, I got a puppy. So I have been wanting a dog for a long time. And I used to have cats, but my husband is severely allergic to cats and dogs. And so we just never got around to ever getting any other pets because he's so allergic to them. And my let me get a little piece to put in there. My son is also allergic. So because my son is also allergic and my husband is allergic, let me get a pair of scissors. Oh, sorry. We have not gotten a pet, and and this is something I've wanted for a while because I've had cats before my husband and I started dating. Oh, there it is. See, I told you I was gonna find it. Before we started dating, like seriously, and he asked me to move in with him and all that kind of stuff. So I gave up my cats because I did not want him to have to, go through all the allergies and stuff. So finally, we found a dog that's hyperallergenic. Hi, Christine! So she's hyperallergenic. She's a Bernedoodle, 2nd generation. So I am so excited because she is the best thing ever. I love her so much already. So she's a Bernedoodle. So she's hyperallergenic, 2nd generation, which means that she's got double the amount of poodle in her. I don't know who you are calling me. So yeah, so I get, so we got her yesterday. We picked her up from the breeder yesterday. And let me tell you, she is such a joy. I'm just doing this just to gauge where I'm putting this, since I put the double sticky tape on it to kind of keep it together. Right there. All right, I'm not leaving this in there. Just letting you know. I just did that just to put this on. So she's just a joy. She really is. She's amazing. She woke up twice last night. Not too bad. 2 and then at 5. Both times I took her outside, she pee-pee pottied. The second time she pee-pee and poo-poo pottied. So, really great. Okay, so this is where it comes a little different. So I did say I was going to go almost exactly with the pattern, but except for this one piece. Okay, this is one of the hacks. All right. So what we're going to do is take that aside, and we're going to grab this piece. Remember the one that I told you that we got the seam allowance away from it? Remember that? Yeah? Okay. So that piece folded in, I like to fold it this way, right? So if you noticed, in here is where this is going to flap over, then you're going to sew. So right in here is where we're going to make a mark and cut in that mark. Okay? So you guys can't see that very well, unfortunately. Let me see if I can put a black mark. Can you see that a little bit better? I hope so. Yes, you can see better. So right on that mark, which is out of the side seams, we're going to be putting in the one of the pocket pieces here, so it's going to cover this. So it's not going to get seen or anything. It's like a little box stitch that we literally put around this. So I'm going to cut that open, and that's where we're going to do our birthing from, instead of where it says to do it on the pattern. Thanks, Melissa. I'm just going to crack that open and cut. I've been trying to get all my supplies that I get on Amazon linked with affiliate links and stuff like that, because obviously every little bit helps me. So I'll have to remember to add that seam ripper in there, because that's an amazing seam ripper. It's actually, Wendy, was that you, or was that Barbie that had that seam ripper that I was like, oh my god, I gotta have it? I can't remember who it was. But it's amazing, and they told me they got it on Amazon, and I found it, and I got it. Marking my centers, just so that I can match up my centers to this. Okay. Center, center, center. Right there. Move those. Alright, so the pattern actually has you stitch all the way around and leave an opening down here. So this same opening is usually down here. But it's a little harder to top stitch when you do it that way. It's not as consistent because you have to fold it in, and it's obviously with thicker layers, it's harder to do. So because we're using vinyl, it sometimes, you know, vinyl resists being tucked in. So because of that, I think that's where this hack came in, where it's just when you know, got a little bit thick. Can you do this with cotton? Yes, but I would say be very careful and put fray check all around it, around this opening. Because waterproof canvas is a non-fraying material, or at least pretty much it is, it doesn't unravel like a woven would, a regular cotton woven. So this is not going to, like, it's not going to interfere with anything whatsoever. But with a cotton woven, it might over time kind of like get bigger or something like that. It wasn't you, Wendy? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way around with the stitch, the seam allowance of 1/4 inch, all the way around with this joining stitch length. I like to start on the opposite side of the flap. Like, I like to come up to my flap and then come back down. It's just my preference. I don't know. Either way, you're gonna have to go up and down, but I like to start from this side and go all the way around. Give me a good run right before I start going to the part that really matters. You don't have to backstitch or just backstitch on habit because you're gonna come around and join back over. So if you cross over the stitches by like 4 or 5, then you want to make sure. Sorry, an email came through from my son's swim team. Then it's just gonna do the same thing as a backstitch. So you don't have to do it. I just do it out of habit. I don't do anything else. And even though these are circles, right? And these are curves, circles, curves. Don't be as intimidated by that because that's a little flappy piece that goes in. So if that's not perfect, I mean, who's looking? The straighter part is going to be more visible. All right, so right here, I'm starting to kind of get a little thickness kind of happening. So what I'm going to do is grab my little snips and then just hold it down, and it's going to act like a stiletto. That happens sometimes when it comes to bulkiness because of the pressure of the foot pushing down. It's making that fabric kind of move out of the way rather than slide over it. So this is just making sure that it's staying down as I go through that thickness. It usually doesn't happen when I'm just doing waterproof canvas and vinyl. But if it does, I have my little tool. Okay. All right. I got a little over here and then in here. That's why I said it doesn't really matter right through here. Okay. Gonna go ahead and get my pinking shears, aka zigzag scissors, and go around the edge and trim off as much as you can because that's gonna reduce the amount of bulk when you do your top stitching. See that? I'm gonna do the same thing here, just not with the pinking shears. I mean, I guess I can. It doesn't hurt anything. I'm going to get close as you can without going through your stitches. As you go through your stitches, you'll be in trouble. So I don't cut away right here because that's holding the flap, and I like to make sure that that's keeping in place. It's kind of like with webbing, you know, that if it's in a seam and that's what's holding it together, I don't like to cut away the webbing because that little bit of ½ inch of webbing or something could keep that thing on there for a little longer. All right, so now we did that. Now we're going to birth through here. Okay, so now we're going to go and I like to go and grab my flap and pull that out first, just kind of like been a minute, guys. Give me a second. All right, I'll take that, push it through like if you were doing a sock, like turning a sock inside out. Oh, Dalva. Okay, so there is a technique for using cotton. Basically, the part is done in 2 halves, and there's a seam allowance. Okay, so they add seam allowance so that way it can kind of you're doing it here instead of on the side. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Jalva. And I'm sure that hack is on Emmaline Bag's NCW Addicts because they have a wealth of knowledge there. Hi, Teresa from Houston. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my humble abode. Or something. Okay, so now I'm going to go through here and I'm going to go push, really push against that seam. Because if anything's going to pop open, it's going to pop open now rather than later. So that's kind of how I like to do it. I was like, I'm testing it, right? I'm going to end up breaking a nail. I can feel it because I don't have them painted or anything today. I just didn't have much time yesterday after picking up the puppy. It was almost 2 hours there, 2 hours back. You know, then we had karate and just getting her acclimated to the house and stuff. So there we go. Awesome. Okay. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So now it's like that. And so this kind of puffs up, right? So I really like to make sure that I'm like really pushing it out and kind of like burping it. Just see how it keeps doing it? It keeps just flopping up. So all I'm going to do now is going to go around. Hold on just a second. Hold on. That went over on her side. Sorry, someone was knocking on the door, and it was for what you call it, for Miss Angie next door. Sorry. I think I was the Kanish video. She uses the same technique for directional lining. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Because you could use lining that has print on it for sure. I don't know why. I'm more of a lining solid kind of person. But, you know, everybody has their own way. But I love that they actually have that, because I know that Kasai was talking about that the other day, that she would love more options for lining fabric that's printed. And you're probably thinking, okay, you're using a lot more clips now than you did before. Yes, that is correct. I'm doing that because of the whole burping thing that I'm having to do. All right, so I'm going to turn this over. Burp it. You go. You good? Okay. I'm burping it. And then I'm going to top stitch. So I'm going to change my stitch length to a top stitch. Okay. And again, I'm going to start here, because if I mess up anything, right here is not as crucial. Okay. Hold my stitches. Hold my threads, excuse me. And again, these round wing pieces do not have to be perfect, guys. It's going to be tucked into the bag and like attached to like the zipper pocket and the card slot pocket. So this is where it can be very forgiving. So don't, you know, get too worked up over it. Okay, so now I'm going to come up to that straight bit, and I'm really making sure that I'm pulling on this just to make sure that everything lies as flat as possible through all that thickness. If you have a domestic, make sure that in this seam where the flap is, you make sure that that peltex is at least a ½ inch shorter than this flap piece, to make sure that when you put this on and you turn it, it's not in this top stitching. That will really help with thickness. Okay, I'm going to come back up to right where I had just come through, do a couple stitches past it, and then pull it off. And you can pull your threads through to the other side. Welcome to the other side. Okay. Just like that. And because it's pretty much a back stitch, I'm not knotting it, I'm just cutting it. And then I'm going to burn it. Because essentially when I sewed through both parts, it's essentially a back stitch. There we go. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce, look at that. It's hard to tell my OCD part of my brain. Yeah, it is hard to tell your OCD part of your brain not to do it, right? Let's see. I love the sound of that machine. Thank you. I like it too. It's nice and quiet, but I love the sound of it myself. Okay. So now that we've done that, we can go ahead and put our magnet piece here. So what I like to do is just put my hand inside, turn it over, push it through. Okay, push it through. There we go. There we go. And then I'm just going to go this direction and then just open those prongs. Time to make another Rosie while I watch and listen to the sounds of hearing of therapy sewing mine. Want to steal it and ask if I make her an identical one. Oh, really? Is it for an order? I guess so, since you're saying you want to steal it. I'm guessing so. Right? Yeah. Alright, I'm looking for my little masking tape. My, like, what's this called again? Duct tape. To put over my stuff here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, so I'm sorry. My son's hearing therapist saw mine and wanted to steal it, so she asked if I could make her an identical one. Oh, gotcha. All right, so that makes a lot more sense. Sorry, I told you I have a hard time reading sometimes. All right. All right, so now that is literally what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside for right now. If you want to kind of audition it to make sure you don't have to change anything before we close anything up or add anything in here, you can do that just to kind of see. Go like that, go like that. So that's how it'll look when it's done. And then it's got all the inner parts. So that's all I was saying, that these little flappy parts are not as crucial because you're not going to see them on the outside of the bag. See what I mean? Thank you, Melissa. It's turning out so cute. It is. I think this is going to be an amazing set. And I will be putting it on my website to sell. Because Mama has a new baby and the baby needs food. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we're going to do our card slots. And I have already... Oopsie. Oopsie. Everything's falling. Everything fell everywhere. Okay, so I've already done my card slots. And with my card slots, I literally made 2 pieces that I can sit there and press with cardstock behind it. It's not cardstock, it's the poster board that I was telling you guys about. Okay? So did that. And it just help keep everything kind of crisp. Alright, so now for this, I'm really going to have to release the amount of pressure that I have here because it's very thin. Okay, so I'm lifting the pressure of my foot up. Okay, going to go ahead and top stitch. Okay, so just so that you guys kind of understand the orientation of this is like this. Okay, so the longer piece comes to the bottom, and this is your top. I say that because it matters when you're stitching, you're doing your top stitching, so you know where your top stitching is going to be. So this bottom part, this long bottom part here, that's the bottom of it, and then this is the top where you're going to actually top stitch. So I'm just going to fold this back, top stitch, and then do the same thing with this one, since I've already got it oriented the right way. Top stitching length, back stitch, there we go. So as you can see, my industrial sewing machine is sewing this without eating it all up. Okay, and this is very thin water, what's it called? No, not water. Ripstop. It's thin ripstop. If you're trying to figure out what ripstop is pretty much just something they make like umbrellas out of, and tents, some ponchos as well. So it's very durable. It's waterproof. Not the inside of your wallet needs to be waterproof, but it's thin, so it's great for card slots. It's thinner than just plain old cotton, but it's sturdy enough that it doesn't. Nope, doesn't fray or unravel. It's a lot like waterproof canvas, but it's a lot thinner. And hello, Jaded, by the way. How is your day going so far? Okay. And then again, fold that down and top stitch again. I pretty much just butt it up against each other and keep it going. Now there is some ripstop out there that is just not worth anything. I'm just gonna tell you, I know there is some ripstop out there that is just bleh, not good. But I'll try to link the one that I use, that I got from Amazon. This one came from Amazon. That's really nice. It's a lot like that landscaping fabric, that it just like holds together. In I'm doing a modified a hinterland. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm back from vacation, rested, so I cannot complain. Nope. That way. Okay. I just want to make sure that all of my flaps are going the right way. Okay. So there we go. I always make mine a little wider and a little taller so that I can, wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Anyway. Just to make sure that when I need to trim it up, I can, and it doesn't make it wonky too much. So, yeah. Okay, I did that. Did I miss a page? Aha! Perfect. Okay, so now it's saying okay, so now we're going to be putting pretty sides together and sewing it across the top. This piece measures 8.5 by 8. The width is a shorter amount. Just to let you know. So when it's finished, okay, this does not seem like it's 8 inches, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm just like, no, that's 6 inches. I don't know anymore. Oh, when it's all put together. Ugh, don't worry about me. All right, so pretty sides touching, and we've already established that these are the tops. Don't worry about me. So the card slots going like this are the tops. So we are going to put the bottom pieces together and sew. So when you open it, the tops are going like this. I don't know how else to just, I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. Okay. So this here is not straight whatsoever, but I know my card slot pieces are straight. So I'm going to go like that. Nobody said you couldn't mark on your fabric and stitch on a line. No one said that was cheating. I'm just saying. And if it is, oh well. Okay, so I did that. We're going to open it. And now, this is where it needs to be. Hi! Oh, does anybody know what pattern this is? It's the Necessary Clutch Wallet by Emmaline. That's correct, Teresa. Thank you very much for putting that up there. All right, so now this is, the width is this way, height is this way. Yes, height, width. So this is actually the same size that it needs to be. So I'm lining up my pieces like so. Well, Lord, I might have been a little tipsy when I was sewing this. There we go. Okay. So some of my things need to be folded down a little bit more. I'm just straightening up my card slots. I know. No one's going to see them. I get it. Believe me. I get it. But I'm gonna do it. There we go. Now those are straight. Sometimes you just got a little wonky and it doesn't make it any easier that I'm using such thin fabric, but I don't like to have the bulk because even though I am using my industrial sewing machine, no one said that it was going to be hard with all the layers. So, okay, so that one's got to go down on this side. Okay. There we go. I don't like all the bulk, even though I have an industrial sewing machine. I really don't like the bulk. There we go. That fits. Now that's straight. Okay. This is like, so I need to sew a little bit more on this side. To straighten it up. Oh yeah, that's much better. I'm not sure you guys can see that. Hey Mimi! You're late, but you'll rewatch later. No problem. I haven't done much. Well, the flap, the exterior, and this is just the card slots. But it's not a hard pattern. You can, when you rewatch it, you'll see it actually comes together very fast. Okay, dokies. All right, so we've got that there. Now it says to grab your card slot back piece, card back slot piece. And this is why I have all these little things named card slot pocket. This is a pocket, and this is a pocket. I think this is, yeah, I have this named wrong. This is supposed to be the card slot back. And I only needed one, but I cut two. Okay, and you're gonna put it pretty sides together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this in half because this is obviously bigger. It's longer than it needs to be. And you could trim it down, or you could just do what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna line up my fold with that center mark right there and clip it. That fold with that seam. Oh. But that makes this one longer and that one shorter. So I need to make it smaller because this is sticking out too much on this side. Okay. You stay there. You come off. You guys come together. I'm gonna sew it. By the way, this would be accurate if you did the pocket, the what you call it, the exact same way and cut it out exactly. But I make mine longer so I can make wiggle room for fixing. This is ripstop. This is ripstop, but this is waterproof canvas that Tori from Australia seems legit sells on her website when she opens it up for a pre-order. That's the kind. And so she was gracious enough to give me her vendor information so that I can order it at the States. Unfortunately, the one she uses only does like small quantities, so they don't really discount for larger quantities, and I need the discount for larger quantities, so yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yep, still too big. If you follow the exact pattern pieces, you'll be fine. But this is my motto. I can always take away, but I can't add it on. I can take it away, but I can't add it. Not with card slots, at least. Because it's just not happening. And hello, Landa, by the way. How are you? How are you? Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be much better. Oh yes, much better. Aha. Okay. You know what I'm going to do before I start? It doesn't say to do this. I'm doing great. I just came back from vacation. So I have no complaints. I'm going to stitch this down so that they don't move, if that makes sense. I just got back from vacation and I got a puppy. My husband and I and the kids got a puppy. I'm sorry I can't take your call right now. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep. It actually goes to the call center, but just in case. There we go. Shoo. There we go. I'm going to make sure that everything stays the way it needs to stay. If I had a pink, oh goodness. Oh, so sorry, so sorry. I forgot to plug you guys in while I was doing my live. So my phone is dying on me. Sorry guys. Okay, put that back on there. Okay, Christine. Sorry, Mimi. It was because I think somebody was trying to call me. Let me see. Someone trying to call me? No? Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, it's back. Okay. I think what happened was because my phone was dying. My phone was dying. Yes, my phone was dying and it was telling me, plug me in, plug me in. Then all these messages started coming in. Yeah, see, some people, the audio kept coming through, but it froze. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It was just because that's what I did. Okay, so with the wrong side up, we're going to sew across this and across this. And it's a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I'm doing the 1/4 inch according to this silver piece. Not the pink piece, because the pink piece is big. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how do you know? Well, I can see through the pink because it's that thin, but I can see the seam allowance. Yes, it's all good. Thank you, Mimi. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we are going to turn it inside out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this up and get rid of all the excess. Especially the pink. Not so much the other one. Kids karate. Unfortunately, kids will not be going to karate today. Well, I'm not going to say that because their dad could be taking them to karate and I just don't know it. I think, Mimi, you'll be able to tell me if the kids go to karate or not today. Because you're there. goodness. I'm trying to be done by 4 o'clock. 4:30 at the absolute latest, because I have to go home to be on puppy duty while my husband takes my son to swim practice. Okay, so it says to do that. Okay. And it stitch down the center. And then we're going to stitch all the way around. Right? Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing. That is exactly what we're doing. And the pink is kind of see-through. It's okay. It's card slots. You're not going to see any of the other pieces, but it's just so annoying. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go like that. And crease that. Just kind of rub it so I can see where I'm stitching. And I'm going to do a top stitch. And I'm just making sure that when I'm going up against the card slots that they're not folding back. It's not much of a problem on this side because this side kind of stays down. So. Okay. And then now we're going to go across the top all the way around. This is when I wish I had some of this fabric in pink, because then it would have been like, ooh. Yep, fun times with a new puppy. That's right. Fun times. New puppy. A new addition to the family. Okay. So that's there. Now we're going to do the zipper part. So for the zipper, I'm actually going to use a pre-made zipper, I think. Let me see. Am I doing a pre-made zipper? Yeah. I'm going to use one of my black zippers. Okay, so I'm just going to use a black zipper because I have black zipper tape with black zipper. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, so, alright, get my black zipper. My black zipper. Okay, and the other pieces. So I'm going to need my pocket pieces and my pocket piece lining pieces. All right, so it's telling you to cut your zipper, put your zipper tabs. I'm not doing zipper tabs because I'm not having the thickness that a lot of other people have when they use things that are not as thin. Would like the backing fabric in multiple bright colors. It would be awesome. Yes, Landa. Amazing. You got this. You're almost done. I know, right? I'm almost done. So Mimi, it is a Bernedoodle. So it is a double poodle Bernedoodle. So it's like Bernedoodle one time with a miniature poodle, and then another Bernedoodle together. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. No, two doodles. Two like doodles, like golden doodles kind of thing, and then another Bernedoodle that goes with it. So it makes it like twice as much poodle and only one part Bernese Mountain Dog, so it's not as big. So she's still going to be big. 45 pounds. She'll be about 45 pounds. Which isn't like huge. But for me, it's still kind of big. But she is adorable. She is gray with like black. Alright, so I'm going to put my whole... I'm going to cut the hole. I'm actually going to make it a little longer so I can pull my zipper pull out of the way. Okay, so I need one of my pocket pieces and one pocket piece lining piece. Okay, so and we're going to make a zipper sandwich. Okay, so the lining down, zipper down. And you could put tape here. Okay. Yeah, I'm in love with her already. She is only been in our house for 24 hours now. And it'll just, she's adorable. I love her. She's gonna be my studio dog. Sure, yeah. She'll be coming with me to the studio after she doesn't get motion sickness. I won't say seasick. Mimi said, too cute. I have a 100-pound lab who thinks she's 10 pounds. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so now that we've stitched that together, we made a zipper sandwich. We're going to pull that like so. Did I put that on the right way? Oh, please don't tell me I put that on the right way. No, I didn't. I did not put that on the right way. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. This piece was, when I put the zipper down, I put it in the wrong way. Nope, didn't do it right. Thank you, Pamela. It's like, wait a minute, did I do that right? Nope, sure did it. Okay, so if you do that, just unstitch it and do it again. The good thing is, it's just one side, and I caught myself before I completely did it all wrong. You have a Great Dane who likes to park his behind and sit on your lap. I tried to type fast, but she's so too quick. I know. I do. And you know, there's a delay. So, you know, by the time I actually see your comments, it's like 30 seconds later. So, yeah, that's all right. It's okay. It's only one piece. So who here has made an NCW? Successful or not? Any which way, who has attempted and or made a NCW? If you don't know what NCW stands for, it's Necessary Clutch Wallet. And you may have not made one before. Or if you did, you didn't like it. Because it was like, no. Alright, so that's how this is supposed to be. Okay, so right side up. Ah, Teresa, you have, huh? And then right side down. So we're making a zipper sandwich. Was that correct, Pamela? Yeah. I think Pamela has, since she was trying to catch me from making a disaster mistake. So Melissa says, I've made 2 of them and didn't like how bulky they were. So I have to like 3 cutouts that need to be sewn just sitting there. Oh yeah. Not yet. Bought the pattern and thought about it. Pamela says yes. Not successfully, said Patty. Well, whip it up and see if we can make another one. Loki likes to park his butt on my lap. Yes, I know, but Loki's adorable. I love Loki. Haven't made one, just thin wallets, so haven't even tried it. You like a thin wallet, okay. So, like a tall wallet from, but this is what all, like, from Sonar. The only thing with the tall wallet is you have to understand that it's usually made out of self-healing fabric, like a cork or a vinyl. Yeah. So, Shinova has sewn a few of them. Okay, top stitch and then repeat for the other side. Actually, I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to top stitch after I do both of them so that I'm not having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. How's that? Yeah? Awesome. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message after the tone. Beep. And you know the worst part is, unfortunately, most of the time it's just telemarketers. So I would love to just answer the phone, but like 90% of the time it's a telemarketer while I'm doing a live. There's been a couple of times that I've answered and it actually is someone. Then again, I'm doing a live, so you will all be informed of the conversation. So Mimi says, I love sewing with cork, vinyl, or leather. Yes. I have not done too much with leather. I'm guilty that I still have my husband's laptop bag that I cut out for him. Well, back in, was it June? I can't remember. A while ago. And I have yet to finish it. I haven't had much motivation to finish it. It just, I don't know. In my mind, I thought it was going to look a lot cuter, and it doesn't really look that cute. Okay, so now I'm going to open both of these up. Finger press everything. So see how that just kind of like sits nice. So this here, even for card slots, is amazing. You can iron on it. It doesn't crinkle up or anything like that. So I'm used to raw edges. Just don't think bulk. NCW is a beautiful wallet though. Yeah, it is a very beautiful wallet. But maybe you should try one of Sonar's patterns. Have you tried Sonar? Nicole with Sonar. Her patterns are amazing. Tall wallet has got to be one of my favorites, for sure. I was debating whether I wanted to make an NCW or a tall wallet, and since I haven't made an NCW in so long, I was like, let me do this one. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to open this up. Okay, you're going to do like almost doing a zipper pouch. Okay, and this is where the bulk obviously is not the greatest, but it's okay. But like I said, because I'm eliminating so much bulk everywhere else, I can get away with it. let's do this. Got a couple of these. Uh-oh. Oopsie doosies. I dropped some poops. Okay. Doop-de-doo, doop-de-doo. Welcome to the other side. Okay. And we're leaving this whole side open. I've made Sonar Triskel. Haven't made the tall wallet yet. I will try one of Nicole's patterns. I watch her all the time. She is great too. Yes, she is. I love Nicole. I'm hoping she can come to do a workshop next year. She did one this last year. Well, this year, not last year, but this year, and it was amazing. All right, so now I'm going to stitch from here down, across, and back up. Yeah, I would love to have Nicole come back for another workshop. She lives like 3 hours from my studio, so she still has to stay like overnight when she comes, but it's not like, oh, I ran out of bobbin. But guess what? I have an extra bobbin. So you thought you won, but you didn't. Because I got your number. Okay. See? I thought ahead. Be awesome to have her come back because everybody really enjoyed the workshop. We made the Sharona or something like that. It's like a crossbody purse. Small little bag. It's adorable. It comes in 2 sizes. The little accent pieces really make that bag. Okay, so I did that and cut off the bulk here. Cut off bulk here. All right, so now we're going to turn this bad boy inside out. I'm cleaning up as I go. Because once I'm done, I gotta run. Like, literally. I took over doggy duty. Okay. So just like that. Take this, pop it in. Take that, pop it out. Pop it in, pop it in. Pop it out, pop it out. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now what you're going to do now. Okay, I did it so it kind of like rounds off a little bit, but you can do it either way. Sandra, what fabric are you using for the zipper pocket? So I'm using the waterproof canvas that Tori from Seams Legit in Australia uses. That when she usually opens up pre-orders for. When she buys it, she was graceful enough to give me her contacts. It didn't work out through them, but through my actual contacts that I've already been buying fabric from, they were like, oh yeah, we have that. And I was like, seriously? So I had them send me a sample in black, and it's exactly the same thing, same quality. It's amazing. It feels so nice, and it is waterproof. It's like umbrella. It feels like an umbrella, like a thick umbrella. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to fold it in half. Now, when you're folding it in half, you're wanting to make sure that the pocket pieces are flat inside, because this is how we are going to actually close off that opening that we left open. So I like to really like push that and burp it. Because most of this stuff is like waterproof and stuff, it doesn't have holes, so the air in it can't escape. So you have to burp, you have to push all the gas out of it before you finish sewing it out. Oh, cool! I haven't gotten any of hers. So are you going to carry it? Yes, Pamela, I will be carrying it. It probably will not be till January, because I need to go through inventory and really like get a lot of things cleaned out, and then reorder after I've gotten, because I don't do it pre-order. I do mine retail, so I have to pay for everything up front, and then as things sell, then I make my money back. So you know, there's that. So I want to make sure that I have enough for the slow season, because slow season is coming up for me, and that's the holidays, because not that many people take classes. I do have workshops and stuff during the slow season, but it's not as profitable as classes. All right, so we did that. Okay, so now it's telling me to top stitch right here and then set it aside. Okay. Wonderful, yes. It is going to be wonderful. Okay, that's there. Okay, so now it's attaching the card slots to the main piece. So, okay, I'll put all this over here. So I've got all my little pattern pieces. I've got this. I'm going to set that to the side, and I have my Peltex here somewhere. Did y'all see what? Oh, here it is. Did y'all see where I put my Peltex? Okay, I'm going to take this Peltex and I'm going to insert it in here. Okay, I wrote top so that I would know which one's the width and which one's the length. Seeing that, I'm probably going to be a little tight right here out of the seam allowance. I'm going to trim it off just a tiny bit, a little bit more, just so that I can really push it in there. Okay, so I'm going to fold it, pop it in, fold it, pop it in, and then unfold it. And then that way, it's completely out of your seam allowance when it comes to your top stitching, when it comes to, I really want to make sure it sits really good. So since we've already stitched over here, I'm just gonna have to push it like it likes to. So we've already top stitched. It's not going through our top stitching. This is a good way that you can make a nice robust wallet without it being so bulky through your seams that you can't sew it on a domestic. Okay, so we did that. I'm gonna go like that. So this is just kind of make sure it's kind of even, right? And then you're gonna go like this, and you're going to really pull on that and clip it. when we top stitch right here, okay, that Peltex is in the seam, the top stitching seam allowance. So it's smaller than this seam right here. So it's not going to be as bulky, and it's not in the seam up here either. So it's like from here to here, and then from like here to here. So that because I cut it out of the seam allowance, I am able to have the robust without it having to be all up in my seam. Okay, we'll clip that in place. That in place. Okay, and then clip that in place. Okay. So this can be done on a domestic. Again, you got to go through and like help birth, like gas it, release some gas. Okay, so now we're going to stitch down on either side. But here's what I like to do. I like to stitch from this side, and 2 reasons. One, because my magnet is here and against the table, it kind of like restricts things. The second reason is you're going to see this seam, the top of it, more than you will this seam, because it's going to be on the inside of the bag and it's all folded up together. So because this is the one you're really going to see, this is the one I like to make sure is on the top so it's nice and pretty. I'm going to go ahead and put my foot pressure back down to where I know it. I don't move this piece here because I know that that's where I need to have it for vinyl and thick fabrics and stuff. So that way I can go ahead and top stitch right through there. So I'm not going to be able to back stitch right here because that's where you break a needle. So you're going to go forward 1 stitch, lift up your needle, go back to that same hole that you came through, and then go straight. We're going to do the same thing when we get down here. Down here is not as thick as up here. But either way, with thicknesses like this, even with my machine, I will break a needle or hurt myself if I try to do a back stitch right there. Okay, so I go down, up, lift up my foot, go back down that previous hole, and then go forward. You can pull forward if I want to. So I did about a little tiny little stitch right there. Just 1 stitch back and forth. And I did it by hand. This is where I failed. I was sewing on a domestic, but now I have an industrial, so I may try it again, even though I don't use a wallet. Haha. Just so I can say I did it. There you go. Just so you can say you did it. You did it. I say go for it. Okay, so I did that. Now we're going to turn it over and do it again. Yeah, but even with my domestic, Wendy, that's why I made these changes to some of the pieces. So instead of using a heavy interface thing through all the flat pieces and everything, because that like really adds up, especially right here. Ooh, does that get thick? It gets thick, I'm telling you. And really, unless you have like a really heavy duty machine, I don't know if you can be able to get through all those thicknesses. Like, honestly, if you keep all of it in there like that. Bam. Bam, bam. Oh, this thing's coming together. Ooh, so pretty. Okay. I might have too much foot pressure because it's tearing my vinyl just a tiny bit. So I'm going to probably, well, it doesn't really matter now because we're not really sewing anything anymore, but. Ready, tidy, lefty, loosey. No, that's, oh, All right, so here is where everything starts kind of coming together. All right, so now we've done that. Now we've done that. Now, we're going to take this lovely thing. Okay. And we are going to fold it in half. Fold it in half. Okay. See that right there? I'm going to make a mark right across that. You guys may not be able to see it, but I can see it. And I don't want to do anything more permanent because with the silver marking pen, it will not come off the waterproof canvas, and then I would be in trouble. Okay, so it says to mark that line, and then says to do another line around it so that it's like a box. And I'm sure you guys already know what that is, since a lot of you guys have already made this. I would love to know what kind of sewing machine you have and where you can find one. Okay, so Aguilar, this is a New Tech. This is a New Tech sewing machine, and it's from Sewing Gold. Not Sewing Gold, not Gold Star or something like that. It's one out of California. Unfortunately, because of a lot of customer service related issues, it's not as recommended. And I could say that, not me personally, but my seamstress who works with me had an issue with them. That she got a machine. The machine was fine, but the table is where she got the problem. Her table came with the legs all bent up and everything, and the tabletop itself had like a big scratch and a hole in it from shipping because they didn't pack it properly, and they did not work with her in trying to like rectify. All she needed was a new table, and the legs she could live with. She just stacked books underneath it to level it off, but the table, you can't use it. It's got a big hole in it because it's not smooth for you to run things. So that's where she ran into a problem with them, and they wouldn't even send just the tabletop itself. They wouldn't ship it to her. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. All right, so this way. Closing to the left, opening this up. Go ahead, and this is where you can use some double-sided tape as well. I'm going to put some double-sided tape. Maybe. There we go. Just like that. So what I'm doing, ooh, that's not going to work. What I'm doing is I am stuttering. I am centering it to make sure that it's even with the card slots. You get measurements in the pattern and all that, but I'm kind of fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. Not really, but most of the time. All right, so that's there, and I'm going to stitch on that box. Now this is where a lot of people may have drawn this box on the other side and really made sure that their stuff looks good and all that stuff, but I'm just going to because it's going to be seen on the bottom. There are hacks. There are hacks in the NCW Addicts Facebook group that don't have this. so it's not as bulky when you're sewing it, just to let you know. But because of the materials I'm using, I don't have to worry about bulk. I guess I got a little closer than I did for my edge pieces, but oopsies. There you go. All right. Keep going rogue. Go rogue. You only live once. Go for it. That's all right. Nobody's watching. Actually, how many people are on today? 26. 26 people are watching this. Oh, before I forget to tell you guys, melt. I have a discount code in the description box that will end this weekend on Sunday. So it's good through the 12th for 15% off site-wise across my entire website. So use it up and buy some stuff. Because like I said, I have a puppy. I have a new puppy at home. She needs food. Okay. So this is where you can like make marks and all that other kind of stuff, and use the marks or use your imagination. I'm kidding. Your template pieces. I crack myself up. Okay, use the directions, or like I have here. I have these little marks. So I did those there. And I did this here, which obviously is not anywhere near where they say to do it. So hello. Or I was reading it wrong. So I'll just kind of go between those two. Thanks, Sandra. I'll check for it. Yeah, it's in the description box. It's already there. Already there. Oh, Luna is the dog's name. Her name is Luna. Luna. My precious little girl. Okay, so since I was talking about, just make sure that it looks at least straight, and it pretty much does. Could have made it a little narrower, I think, but oh well. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this piece, line it up with that mark right there, and pinch it. Okay. Take that one, line it up with that mark, and pinch it. Ooh, that's kind of thick right there. Okay. Thank you. I thought it was a cute name. We called her that because for me, she kind of looks like the moon. Because she's so cute. She's so cute. She has mostly gray with black and a little bit of white. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram for Garner Sewing Room, my business page, then I can share a picture with you guys there. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'll just kind of like to kind of get like an idea. Does that look? Yeah, it looks pretty straight. Not too shabby. All right, so this is what I like to do now. I just take it, and this is something that I saw Lauren do. I just pull the lining piece out, but I leave those there so that I can sew over here. Now, if you have a cam press, you do not have to sew this on the sewing machine. Okay? But if you feel adventurous, go for it. Because obviously I'm feeling adventurous. Alright, so I'm not going to start sewing right at the very top, which really thick. I'm going to come down a little bit and then start sewing. Again, with the thickness, lift up your foot and top stitch. Alright, no one says you have to sew all the way down to this part. You can just sew a good portion of it just to make sure this stays in. And it didn't. Okay. Oh, biscuits. They got it go soon. Okay, almost. Literally, these are the last steps that you have to do. Wendy's is where I also got you. I've done both sewing sides and rivets. I like the rivets much better. Less stress. Dalva. Rivet it! Best option. Alright, I'm gonna rivet it. Just gonna do it. I'm going to rivet it because the masses have spoken. Yep, that's where it went into the trash. I get it. I totally get it. Alright, so now I'm going to hold this and pinch this and then just cut. And just do my... I don't know where my other rib. My other one is, but I gotta use my pretty one. Gotta use my pretty one. It did not even go through the other side. Welcome to the other side. Okay, I gotta find my other one. That one's just not working. That one needs to have like this little plastic thing on it that falls off all the time. And unfortunately, it's very annoying because it never stays on. And it ends up somewhere on the floor and I don't have it and I can't do it. And it's just like, ugh. Okay, so let me find it. See, this is why I was sewing it, because I don't know where it is. Oh, it's at the house. I can't rivet it because it's at the house. Okay, so rivet, rivet, rivet. Okay, so I've got to bring the rivet thing home, like little cutter thing. So we're just gonna put this together like that, and then kind of go like that, and like push that down. Okay. And we are going to call it done. Bam. Nope. I was thinking I would attempt again until you got to this part. Nope. Yeah, just rivet it. just have a good handheld hole punch with you. Like mine's at home. And that's why. But look at that. Isn't that adorable? Like, so that's that. And that's going to go with this bag. So it's going to be this beautiful matching set that will be on my website shortly, because that's the set. I don't know if I have to, because it matches so well. It's like you can't even see it when I have it together. So I think I have to kind of like put it down or something. I love the set. Great job. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Jaded. I really appreciate it, guys. All right, I'm off to puppy duty. I'm off to puppy duty. Like I said, don't worry about my hair. It's a hot mess. But how's that? Look at that. Look at you, girl, winning. That's right, I'm winning. I'm winning. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to, on my Facebook group, if you're not following me there, follow me there, or on Instagram, and I'll put a picture of the puppy over there for you guys to see it, because she's obviously going to be part of my life. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I'm doing this to the end shot so that my editor can snap a picture. Thanks, guys. Bye.